Thank the Lord. Okay? Thank the Lord. Continue.
Haha, yeah, that's true. How did you know, Hachan?
Oh, Shizune's mad. You see red steam coming out of her ears. Shizune frowns at Misha, telling me that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with her attempts to get me into the student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. I've never been on one before, or even known anyone who was a member, so it interests me. I'm also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Da-da-da-da.
Okay, Hachan, how about Risk, the game of world domination?
I don't know what that is.
It's really fun, Hachan. You fight for control of the world with armies and everything.
Sounds like Shizune would be good at it.
If you want to play, we can play after school.
Da-da-da-da.
Oh, really, Hachan? We can play it just for fun, Hachan. Hachan hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there's no strings attached.
Well, okay.
Okay, perfect. We'll see you at the school in the student council room then, Hachan.
Wait, why there?
Because that's where we keep the game. Wah!
My group is to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. I'm gonna sneeze. So, in the end, I agree. And, hold on. Well, I'm trying to do as many lines before I sneeze. Only after getting Shizune to acknowledge, oh god, I don't mean anything concrete or alright, it's going away. Just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends and we go back to class. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back to sit down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice. Or if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. Oh, excuse me. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby, latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. You know what? They're in front of you. You can turn around and fucking. You got flash speeds. You got superhuman speeds or something like that. Fucking flash. I'm a little offended, but I'm still considering it. What, running out the door? Okay. Nevertheless, I'm still disturbed that people might have made a break for it in the past and that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me feel very comfortable, you know. Back off. Oh wait, no, never mind. Stare time. In case it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported into a cell. Good description, not really.
Wow, what's wrong, Hachan?
Dot.
That's right, we're just going to play a game of Risk, remember?
Oh no, Misha, this all seems a little sinister to me. I'm starting to think that when we sit to play this game, they'll tie me down and torture me until I agree to join student council. Hold on. God. They're gonna tie you down. There's the two very cute ladies, you know, there, and I wouldn't mind being tied down by them, you know. So, don't go complaining about that. I would just say, like, no, do your worst. If they start stabbing me, that's a whole different situation. Well, that's highly unlikely. But still, for some reason, it just seems like it would be so plausible. Getting to the student council room is simple as turning two corners from where we started. What? That's it. This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly. Dot.
That's not true, Hachan. Hachan says when their life is done, people have to show compatibility to pull off superhuman bursts of speed.
Yeah, that's called Flash. Right? Her expression unchanging. Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. prematurely. Stop that. I know you heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it's quite large, maybe even a little larger than the classroom. That was actually the quickest line I've ever spoken. Let's continue. There's a big table in the center that is surrounded by chairs, and a smaller desk prominently placed at the back where that I assume is Shizune's. There are a few regular desks and chairs stacked to one side as well. Extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. We could at least put a potted plant in here or something, but the most noticeable thing that this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? Dot.
No.
What do you mean, no? It doesn't mean nobody else is coming today? Dot. You okay? You coughing.
Good.
Alright, continue.
Yeah, that's right.
Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically. Hold on. What the hell? What the hell? Like, really? Hold on. Alright, hold on. Yeah, that's right. Alright, before I manage to ask why that's the case, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically. For some reason, I pressed the tab button, and everything like, pew, Superman, or all the way towards the question piece. So I had to go all the way back. Dot.
Hachan, let's play a risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to.
Doesn't mean I want to.
Okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set everything up.
While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Fucking right on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her likely running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts and declares that the game is started with a decisive motion slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off on me, and I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, while I try to ponder how to defend against Shizune's assault too front, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Dot.
Hachan wants you to know that we are taking too long to make a move. Student also says that she will let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council.
I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just oh god. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no! Dot.
Stan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people and if you agree to join the student council.
You're so competitive, Shizune. Just go away! She seems to take this as a compliment. I wouldn't take that as a compliment with the add-on I added to it. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Thank God I can say that.
Magnanimous?
She doesn't seem to know the word or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha processes her index fingers against her temples as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Dot.